I'm Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer, and I'm sitting with
Gia, me.
Gia A. Long, and she's going to sit and talk with me about her reflections of being in school in Ghana for 4 months. So we had one point where we did a podcast where she just talked about like her first week in school. And so now we've been home since March 4th, and she had a whole 5 days in school, and we've come into a bunch of chaos with this whole coronavirus and that whole thing.
Yeah.
So she'll be out for the next 2 weeks. They've shut down school. She won't be back in school until March 30th. But I thought it would be nice because I've had a lot of people ask me about traveling with their children to Africa and what that's like. And so I wanted her to speak for herself. Gia, how was it going to school in Africa?
It was a pretty nice experience for just being in Africa in school because it was a nice class. There was no bullying, no being rude to each other. Every day we would just say hi to each other when we see each one another. And it was just great to be in a school that actually cared and loved me. But mostly any other school, there's bullying and other stuff like that. But being in a school in Ghana is a very nice, beautiful, loving school.
Oh, that's a lot. Very nice, beautiful, loving school. Okay, so you didn't know anybody and you went into that school. What was your thoughts that first day when Isaac and I dropped you off? What was you really thinking when I dropped you off?
Really, I was thinking that I was kind of shy because I was being new. I wasn't wearing their uniform. They would ask me all these questions, and one of my family members was the teachers there.
Well, that's why I picked the school, because Isaac's niece is a teacher there. She teaches God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I wanted Gia to be at a school, but I didn't, but I wanted her to know at least one somebody. But I also wanted the somebody to be kind of an adult, so that, you know, if she got into any trouble or if she just needed help transitioning, she would have somebody with some maturity to talk to. Because I had some options that was in a community that was closer to where I was staying. But I trusted who I've now called her sister mom, Susie, to just basically, you know, mentor and guide her while she was in this new environment. Okay, so you was kind of shy.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get over that?
Like when they actually started talking to me or asking me questions.
Who is they?
Well, mostly my friends that are the students. Yeah. They started asking me questions like, what is your name? Where are you from?
Okay, so they were curious
Who do
about
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just simple questions that they asked me. Then when I told them that one of the teachers was my cousin, they all started going crazy. Then they
going crazy. They was excited that she was kin to you.
Yeah. Because they never knew that their teacher had a cousin that goes to the school.
Okay. Academically, who was your favorite teacher? Who was your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher was my cousin.
Oh, was Susie?
Yeah.
That's cheating.
It's not cheating.
That's cheating.
I can't.
No, I know she was your favorite person, but like, you had other teachers. How did you feel about some of the other teachers? Like the last day, you was with your English teacher. That's where we served the cake at. Tell me about some other people, because I know you adore Susie. That's over with. Y'all love each other. Who is another teacher that you think, I really love this teacher?
I really like my English teacher.
That man?
Yeah.
Why? He seemed nice.
Because he's fun and I like his class. I like what he does in his class.
Why did you struggle in the class? I saw your score in the class. You got a great score in French, something you've never taken. She never taken French a day in her life, and end up having some decent scores in French. But English, where you know that was like you left with a strong point there. You digressed in. What happened there? If that was your favorite teacher?
When I first started, my handwriting was one problem because I was writing like as big as Dumbo.
Yeah, it was giant.
But then he started saying, I don't want you to write like that anymore. So then he had me out this book where it's like basically a handwriting book, and you just practice your handwriting every day. Then he saw one handwriting and said, "This is good." That's when my handwriting changed. Then after that, there's reading and stuff.
You can read.
Yeah, reading was a very easy thing for me, but they read slow.
Well, they're reading slower because it's a second language for them.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's your first language. So you're saying that like because it was a slower language, you checked out some, or what are you saying?
Since it was such a slower thing, I would just like quietly say it in there because they're all speaking loud, plus they were reading slow. And I don't read slow, I read fast.
Oh, do you? Okay. I don't know you to read fast. I know you to read. All right. I had talked to the headmaster and everything when we got there, and you know, in Africa they do cane. They cane the students, and so I'm a person that grew up in the '70s when you got paddled in class, so I had no problems with that. And we know with our system here, like you know, and I can only speak for the Black community that sort of embraced that our children, in many respects, are out of control. So you know, I had said to them, you know, my child is no different than any other child. She needs to behave. She needs to follow the rules like all the other children. Please do not make her special. If she needs to be caned, cane her butt. And so, did you ever get caned?
Honestly.
Did you get caned? Yes or no? This is a yes or no.
Yeah.
Yes. And why did you end up getting caned, Gia?
Because you said something.
Because I said something. No, what did you do that made them cane you?
Mostly,
So you got caned more than once because you digging through the archives to figure out these. Yeah. So, what did you do for them to cane you? I know one incident that I remember. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, in history when I wasn't doing well in history, I would
Come on, you're making this long and boring.
not writing in class and stuff and not paying attention.
Oh, you tried to be like checked out.
Yeah.
And they gave you a little something to help you check back in.
Yeah.
I know it was one incident that I heard about where you put your head down on the desk when you thought you was gonna be able to take a nap.
Yeah.
And this is all canable stuff. Like, you know, Gia knows that you don't go to school, you don't sleep in school, you're not going to school to sort of sit there and daydream. So I was really not saddened by that. I actually was happy because I wanted her experience to be very normal. I wanted her to blend in with the student body and just be a part of the student body and not be like a mascot for the school, like some special mascot from America. So I was okay with that. I was a little disappointed with her because I told her, I said, the way you don't get caned is you find out what are the things that get you caned, and then you just never do that stuff. Like, it's a simple way to never, ever get corporal punishment. Just don't do the stuff that invites corporal punishment. Anything beyond that is you got a teacher that's abusive. And so I met your staff. Do you consider them abusive?
No.
No, they're pretty loving staff. So that's really beautiful. Okay, so best friends. Who were your best friends? Because you ended up with some best friends in 4 months. Some best friends. Who were your best friends in Ghana?
Mostly all the girls.
All the girls. That's a lot of girls, Gia.
I can name their names.
Let me hear some. Just some.
Okay, I have the two twins, which is Vivian, Vivaldi, and Princess and Precious.
Okay, that's two sets of separate twins.
Yes.
Yes.
Then I have Isabella. I have Grace. I have Esther.
Okay.
I have
Well, you don't have to remember everybody. That's a lot for 4 months. Did you have what you considered any enemies? Did you pretty much get along with everybody?
I didn't really have any enemies.
Okay, so
I got along with everyone.
all right. And who was your favorite male students?
Let's just say I don't really have.
Oh, honey, it's a lot of cutie patooties in Ghana. Don't play with me. Who is your favorite male student? And don't pick Josiah, because, I already gave Josiah the anointing. I'm saying other than Josiah, who was not in your regular school, but it's just in your art school. Who was a favorite of yours that you look forward to seeing?
I don't really know their names.
Okay, all right.
I just know them by face.
It's called Secret Crush.
You know we're filming, right?
All right, now, you was friends with the headmaster and the proprietor. Mr. Ben was your friend. Why did he pick you to be a friend?
I actually don't know.
But he said at the final meeting that, not only did he enjoy you in the school, but he said that they liked you.
Yeah.
That they really liked you. Is that what you felt while you were there, that you were liked?
Yes.
Yeah. And what is it that the staff did that let you know at 9 years old that they liked you? What is it that was different for you?
They never really yelled at me. They would just talk to me. But they would just be a nicer teacher more than just yelling at you and being rude to you.
So what are you saying, that we have too much yelling in our classrooms here? I mean, you keep using this word yelling. What do they yell at all, or is that just like their teaching style, which is to kind of always, talk to you, pull you to the side and talk to you?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's their style.
Yes, but here they necessarily if I don't bring my homework on time, they'll or if I don't take out my books and stuff, and they told me 5 times, they'll get angry at me. When if they are talking in class, that's kind of disrespectful to do something while the teacher is talking because you're not paying attention. So that's the reason why they yell at you.
Well, I mean, should you slide? I mean, should a teacher have to deal with you talking while they're trying to instruct? Shouldn't you come to class prepared? If they, why should a teacher ask you 5 times to take anything out? Don't you think 5 is too much?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did Africa deal with you differently? Because, Gia's a slowpoke. Like her last name is long, and she lives up to it. Everything she does takes long. Everything. It always has. And she's gotten better over the years. But even as a toddler, everything is slower with her. So how did they deal with you differently?
Well, they, first they would, just, if they tell me to do something, I would just take it out because I know I don't want to be caned.
Something about that caning. It's something about caning. So that just the thought of that move gave you some incentive.
Yeah, because I know if they don't have a cane around, then they'll just tell you, they'll kind of yell at you to take it out. If you don't take it out, they'll go to another teacher's class and ask for a cane. Then they'll come in the room and they'll stand there with the cane, and if you don't take it out, they'll cane you.
Okay, so is that what you need in order to thrive in an academic setting? You need somebody to either cane you or go get a cane?
Just to motivate me to like.
So you're the type of personality that needs warning.
Yeah.
Did you learn that about yourself in Africa, or have you always known that about yourself?
I've always known that about myself.
That a little bit of threat helps you move along?
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's, I mean, I'm sorry that's how you structured, but I also think it's beautiful that you know that about yourself. I mean, because, you own it. Yeah, that you own that, you know, so
you know you can work on it.
Yeah, you can work on it, or you can get caned a lot.
Yeah.
What was preparing to leave like for you? Because that was like
horrible.
Why was it horrible?
Like every time I would see like my cousin leaving or one of my friends leaving, I would just get upset because I'm like leaving them to another whole country.
Yeah.
And I've spent all of that time with them, seeing their face day after day after day. Then it's so sad when I see them leave.
Oh. What was some of the stuff that y'all did together? Because you was adventure girl.
Well, I have one of my favorite cousins and one of my bestest friends that lived with me while I was there. And
what's her name?
Priscilla.
And
okay. Georgina.
Okay.
And Priscilla and Georgina are just like one of my main bestest friends, because whenever I would come home, they would talk to me while they would be cooking, and I would help them cook, and we would walk out together, go and buy food together, go places together. Whenever Georgina would have to go to the market, I'll go with her while I go and buy ice cream for all of us. Then me and Priscilla will have fun, and we'll take videos every time in the evening, just having fun together. We'll do homework together. It was just fun. And every morning I would see them working and washing and doing all this other stuff. And when they are done washing and stuff, we'll go out and play.
Okay. Did you assist them with their chores? Because I saw that
Yeah.
you began to learn how to wash and
Yeah.
to cook and to clean and to... I even saw you learn how to be respectful to elders. I know when Yolanda came to visit me, you went and got a coat for her. You took her coat for her. You helped her in her chair. I was shocked at that because I don't know that, Gia Boo.
They taught me manners.
Manners. Oh, they taught you manners?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you went over there 2 Live Crew, didn't you?
Yeah.
What else? We talked to them about the language, because one thing I saw, besides you learning manners and learning how to cook and clean and do your chores and be responsible with the money, because you started, actually getting the money and spending the money to buy things. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about your relationships with some of the elders.
Oh, I don't really hang out with them a lot, but I'm going to just say that the elders are very nice. They're very nice to talk to, especially when you actually sit down with them and talk to them for a little while. But mostly, my favorite elder was Susie's mother.
What's her name?
Grandmother Vic.
Grandmother Vic. Is that the one that put them waist beads on you?
Yes.
Oh, Grandmother Vic. What else did Grandmother Vic do? That's the one you used to wait for her to cook for you in the evening.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite meal that she made you?
Yam and stew.
Yam and stew. Her mama a yam and stew girl too. Howard would make it for me all the time.
Or my other one was rice and groundnut soup.
Oh, rice and groundnut soup?
Yeah.
I liked groundnut and although I called it peanut soup with chicken. That was I could have ate that every day. Grandmother Vic, wow. So you had a lot of good... Who did your hair? Because she managed to... Howard did my hair, but who did your hair?
Georgina's mother, Auntie Raya.
Auntie Raya. So you had a lot of good time with her too as well. That was the person that got you to wear jewelry and you was showing up with lip gloss on?
No, Grandmother Vic was the person.
Oh, Grandmother Vic. Grandmother Vic, you putting my baby in lip gloss and jewelry? She was jazzed up. That was nice, though.
Yeah, for a funeral one day, Grandmother Vic, she did my eyebrows and she did my mouth.
Wow, ain't she something? She wanted you to look good at it.
Yeah, we were all wearing.
So you
black.
even went to a funeral in Ghana?
Yeah.
They included Gia in every aspect of their life. That's beautiful, Gia Boo.
Yeah, but the one thing I know about these funerals there is that they always cover the person's hands.
Oh.
And my best friend in class told me that the reason why they cover the hands is because if you cover the hands, then they say if the hands are not covered, all the spirits through the hands will come into your body. And
Oh, they're scared that there's a transfer of spirit through the hands?
Or
wow.
If they'll the particles of the hands will just get inside your noses and stuff. So they cover the hands over. So that's why when we went inside to see the person, he was covered hand.
Okay. That wasn't intense for you to go to a funeral?
It was kind of intense, and people, when they went out, they were shouting and crying and everything. It was like a normal funeral, but it was kind of different because for every funeral, they always wear black, and for every wedding, they wear white. That's just them.
Okay.
And for church, any color.
Okay. Give me some Ga. I know you learned to speak you some Ga. Just give us a few words.
Well, I can like.
Okay, well, you know fat, you know chubby.
Yeah.
What's that word?
Obalu.
Ubalu.
Obalu.
Obalu. She always correct me.
Obalu.
You heard her. Okay, what's thin?
I still get confused with the thin one.
But just say it.
Chingalingi.
Yeah, chingalingi. What's name some of the foods. You know what I love. I love that soba loaf. But what else you know?
I know wache, which is a rice that is mixed with rice and like beans, and then that's the natural color of the rice that they get it from. I don't know, but they just make it with rice and beans, then they mix it together, and then they put peppers over it, which are grinded that are black.
Okay. Give me some more Ga. What's that sentence you said when you told Sir Nunu to stop doing something?
But I know a few.
And what do that mean?
Stop what you are doing.
Okay. What about, I can't remember everything that you were sharing with me because different words have been coming to you. What's the song you know that's just in Ghanaian language? Because all of it was in Ga, but
I know
just give me a couple of
patriotic song.
Not your patriotic song.
Which one?
You knew some other songs. Like Why Me.
Oh yeah.
Let me hear some of that.
Why me? Why me? Why me? So why me? And that's so why.
One more time.
Why me? Why me? Why me? So why me? And that's so why.
You learned a lot of songs over there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because you was a Timma Newtown girl. You was right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I found out, I didn't find this out to the end, is that besides the heat and eating the food and the responsibilities and chores that and things you started to learn, I learned that you spent your summer, well, I always say summer because it was hot, but it wasn't summer.
Yeah.
But you actually slept on the mat on the floor.
The reason why I slept on the mat on the floor was because there was no choice. They only had one bed.
Okay.
And there was like a lot of people living in one small house.
Okay.
Because we had my cousin Priscilla, we had grandmother Vig, we had Susie, we had Prince, which is Susie's annoying brother.
Okay,
then
move forward.
Kennedy, if he comes and he comes sleep there.
Okay, so you had all these people.
Yeah.
Why didn't you complain? Why didn't you say, no, I want to go back and be with my mother? Because you know we had a bed for you. But why was why did you stay? What was it about it that made you happy there?
I didn't like. I didn't want to give any problems with them because they already don't have enough money and daily basis for their whole life. So I wasn't gonna argue with them, and I wasn't gonna say anything. And basically, because I love them and they are my family, so I wouldn't go and give them problems. So I would just sleep there.
Okay. And in general, were you happy?
Yeah, I was very happy. I enjoyed getting fresh air when you wake up in the morning. I enjoyed going out and running and playing with my friends. I enjoyed walking to get my own food by myself. Knowing where to go by myself.
So you had a little bit more independence.
Yeah.
And the whole community knew you.
Yeah.
So everybody was watching you. There was really no one that didn't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all my friends always introducing me to everybody.
Everybody. That's one thing that for people who are thinking about taking their children to Ghana, you just don't meet a stranger. At some point, you're always being introduced. They're a very inclusive group. Africans in general are inclusive, whereas we've been trained to be exclusive. If we don't know you, we ain't speaking to you, we ain't sharing with you, we don't invite you in. It's the exact opposite. So that's a beautiful thing, would you say?
Very beautiful.
Okay, so I want us to sit down on another day because there's more that we will have to talk about besides the living arrangement and the language, and more stuff is going to come on your heart of what you want to share about Ghana. But I just wanted to make this video to at least begin the conversation, a series of conversations with you.
Yeah.
Because I was having one experience and my daughter was having another, and you're going to find that to be common should you travel with your children. And I personally think that's a good thing. I don't think we need to be having the same experiences because some stuff is uniquely for her. I will say that for me, I just honestly know, and Gia's been to 3 other nations, that this is the best fit. Ghana has proven to be an extremely good fit for Gia. Nothing about this whole experience was perfect. We're not talking about perfect home, perfect food, perfect community.
Yeah.
But we will say that it was just so drenched with love and kindness and respect that, your children get over so much. You have to go into these nations understanding that dirt don't hurt.
Yeah, that's one thing. Because if you drop something, they'll just say, go wash it off and eat it again.
You have to get past that. You have to prepare for lots of dryness and mosquitoes because your skin gets attacked because it is hot.
And one more thing, they don't care if your mouth have germs.
Yeah, they do share. They will drink and bite behind each other. And so you have to, accept some of those practices, but then you also have to prepare for how to handle some of those practices because they eat out the same bowl.
They eat out of the same bowl. They use their hands to eat. They like, if you ever eat this one type of food that is called banku, one day they caught me chewing it and they almost had a heart attack. They said, stop chewing it and swallow it.
That's like Howard with me trying to get me to eat fish bones because they eat bones. They eat that chicken bone. They eat that, and she was like, I was picking, looking for it in my mouth, and she was like, stop picking, eat it, get the calcium. And I'm like, no. And
I actually ate bones.
The very person, when I sent her to Africa, when we was in Africa, she wouldn't even pick bones out here. I had to always fry her things that was already deboned. Then next thing I know, she's eating bones. In any case, I'm Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer. I'm sitting down with my 9-year-old daughter, Gia. Affectionately, I refer to as Gia Boo. She's also now a Tema Newtown girl. Yeah. Looking forward to going back to Ghana. So I want you to get over your fears about traveling with your children and taking them to Africa. Again, there's no, she didn't suffer any alienation, microaggression, bullying. The whole village loved on her. But of course, I backed off and allowed them to love on her on their cultural terms. And I'm so glad I did because I would have spoiled so much for Gia trying to be a control freak and trying to make Africa America and make people be like me. Instead, I just accepted that she was there and she was being loved. And that was a dominant thing for me. I wanted her to be loved, and I wanted her to learn. And so with that, we'll sign off, and hopefully we'll check back in pretty soon for part 2. You gonna sit down with part 2?
Yeah.
Part 2? Okay.
See you next time.